definitely not a flat map. Let's get a vehicle and drive around a bit. So we are pretty much in the middle of the map. Ignore the overlay, that is currently still the Fen Edge overlay. I've used that as a base map. So let's go for a drive along this road and see where we get to. Now, bearing in mind this map has only had very limited work done on it so far, smoothing only insofar as to get the stepping out of the DEM. All of the fields, all of the foliage, all of the trees have been exported from QGIS basically and then imported in. The majority of the foliage has been done via script, and as you can see there's a few bits that are not quite right yet. But generally speaking, it's a hell of a way to start a new map, to have something as pre-generated as this, although I'm thinking this might need a little bit of work. I don't know about you guys, but it feels like that might be a little bit heavy duty. Oh crap. But obviously the roads all need building and putting in properly with a 3D mesh and all that sort of stuff. The current texture is only there to show where the road is. Right, so that's the edge of the map, and let's go for a drive down the road towards the middle, this way. So this has a lot of fields. I think I got to 394 fields before I combined a few, which from the overhead satellite image weren't exactly obviously separate. And as you can see, a lot of them are quite small. I mean, the ones on the left aren't too bad, but those ones are just past on the right are, you know, almost small paddocks, and there's a lot of sheep farms in this area. So I'm hoping to have a brand new system for sheep. Oh god, there's a fair amount of smoothing to be done down there as well, isn't there? But, you know, in terms of vistas, it's definitely got some different aesthetics than the Fen Edge map. You know, there's a big valley down there, which I think we're going to drive into in a minute. Yeah, so the sheep farm, I think sheep farms will essentially have a way of shearing sheep as part of the base farm, and then individual fields will be able to support sheep so long as there's grass there, and then you move the sheep around the different fields. Okay, let's go down here. This looks like a interesting little valley, doesn't it? So yeah, there's a bit of foliage overrun down here. Oh, that road doesn't go anywhere, so oh yes it does, it goes right down here. It's just completely overgrown. Yeah, I think anybody who thought Fen Edge is a bit too flat for them will have some interesting, he says as he goes off a cliff, some interesting opinions as to this map. But considering this is about half an hour's work, oh, some deer coming out of the forest, lovely. About half an hour's work of exporting from QGIS and then bringing it into GE and running a couple of scripts, it's not a bad place to start, really, is it? Oh, he's rolled it. But clearly there is some smoothing to be done. But I just thought I'd give a little bit of a teaser as to the next map I'm working on. Inevitably the questions will be, when's it going to be out? And the answer to that is, I don't know. It's not going to be next week, I'll tell you that now for nothing. But I would expect that it's not going to be out for some months at least, because, you know, while a lot of the nature, oh look at that view, that's nice, a lot of the nature side of things is pretty much done. There are hundreds of miles of hedges slash stone walls to build, and as yet there isn't a decent stone wall model in the game as far as I can tell. So, you know, that needs to be solved, and then all the buildings. And while some of the fen edge buildings will undoubtedly see a return, the local architecture really needs to have some bespoke modelling as well, and that will take a lot of time, so don't be expecting it too soon. Right, well, hopefully when we get down here we can go for another little drive along the top. This is of course a 4x map, if you're wondering. It's a lot bigger than your average vanilla game, obviously, for 4 times 4x. That's the reason it's called 4x. So you're going to want fairly decent kit even for just running about and taking things places, because otherwise you're going to struggle with some of these hills, I think. Where does this road go? Oh, it's going back into the valley. Nicely overgrown. Oh, crunch. It's almost like this is been terrain modelled, hasn't it? Oh, I know where we are. So the wood on the right here is a wood that one of my school friends' dads used to own. Which is quite funny. Right, there we go. And now you've got a completely different view again. So you're not going to get bored, I don't think, on this map in terms of views and vistas. I have got something for the borders, but at the minute the borders are not ready to share, so we'll be keeping those off the screen for a little while, and go around and see how we get on with further updates as I progress. Oof. It's definitely jumping about a bit. Right.